Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Analyst names the smartest move Cowboys can make in draft. The Dallas Cowboys continue to test their fans' patience. Despite vowing to go all in the offseason, they've barely done anything outside of letting some players walk. They've also walked themselves into a bit of a tough spot with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and even Micah Parsons, either because they've delayed their contract extension talks or because of a report of Parsons' behavior wearing thin in Arlington. That's why it would be wise for the Cowboys to think about the future. With that in mind, former NFL player Emmanuel Acho stated that it would actually make sense for this team to take a quarterback in the NFL draft. The smartest thing the Cowboys could do is draft a quarterback because Noah didn't wait until it started raining to build an ark, Acho said. Talking on Fox's Speak, Acho stated that Noah didn't wait until it rained before he built the ark, comparing what the San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, and Kansas City Chiefs did with their respective quarterbacks. He thinks they don't need to replace Dak Prescott now or maybe even next year, but it would be wise for them to have a backup in place for when the time comes. Still, he doesn't think the Cowboys are going to do that, mostly because they never seem to do what they should do. The Cowboys currently have the number 24 pick in the upcoming draft, so it's highly unlikely that they'll use it on, say, Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr., but they might be tempted to get a QB in the latter rounds. Even so, you never know what Jerry Jones is going to do. Cowboys predicted to add explosive WR as Michael Gallup replacement. The Dallas Cowboys still have a possible hole in their wide receiver group, but they could find their replacement for Michael Gallup by the end of this month. The Cowboys have made very little noise in the 2024 offseason, but they can still add significant talent in the 2024 NFL Draft. Bleacher Report's NFL team has released their latest three-round mock draft, and it features an offense-heavy approach. After drafting two pieces for the offensive line, the Cowboys are projected to add Oregon WR prospect Troy Franklin in the third round of the 2024 NFL Draft. Franklin was the standout receiver on the Ducks' explosive 2023 offense. While he isn't quite receiving the same hype as names like Malik Neighbors, he's clearly a talented player. As a like-for-like replacement, Franklin and Gallup are not perfectly similar. But Franklin is an outside WR through and through, and his ability to catch the long ball would assist the rest of the Cowboys' offense. What to know about Troy Franklin? After arriving at Oregon, Franklin had to work his way up to a prominent role with the Ducks. After a bit-part role as a freshman, Franklin began his rise during the 2022 season. According to Sports Reference, Franklin caught 61 passes for 891 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. While his volume numbers weren't insane, averaging 14.6 yards per reception and scoring 9 times is a great rate of production. But it's his final season in Eugene, Oregon that should excite or scare NFL fans. He kicked the heat up in 2023 with 81 receptions, 1,383 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. Franklin averaged 17.1 yards per catch along the way. NFL.com's Lance Zierlein compared him to New Orleans Saints star Chris Olave, but it's the analyst's description that makes him seem like a natural fit with the Cowboys. Franklin might not get WR1 target volume, Zierlein writes. But he should be productive with a high yards per catch average and the ability to open things up underneath for his teammates. Franklin could become a coveted complementary piece for an established WR1 or a productive vertical target for a team looking for instant help in the passing game. Established WR1 who excels on shorter to immediate routes. That sounds a lot like CeeDee Lamb. Details on potential holdout with Cowboys WR. Speaking of Lamb, the Cowboys may have a significant problem on their hands. Lamb is due a massive contract extension as he enters the final season of his rookie contract, and Dallas Morning News reporter Michael Gehlken reported on April 8 that a contract holdout is possible. The Cowboys will start their spring workout program April 15, Gehlken explained. Barring a contract extension that, when complete, is expected to make Lamb the highest-paid wide receiver in NFL history, Lamb won't take the field. At least, that is the precedent he appears certain to follow. It seems likely that Dallas will extend Lamb, but it's still not ideal to deal with a holdout. Considering that the team isn't extending QB Dak Prescott anytime soon, more contract issues and the drama that stems from that isn't helping the morale of Cowboys fans. Here is how NFC rival Philadelphia Eagles may sign $11 million free agent and former Dallas Cowboy, Stephon Gilmore. NFC rival Philadelphia Eagles may sign $11 million free agent and former Dallas Cowboy cornerback, Stephon Gilmore this offseason. According to a report, the Eagles have a chance to stick it to the NFC East rival, the Cowboys, by signing the former Defensive Player of the Year. It's surprising that Gilmore, after nearly 5 weeks since the opening of free agency, is still unsigned. He's one of the best available cornerbacks in this year's free agency alongside former Dolphins Xavier Howard. The L'Jarius Sneed trade to the Titans has made the market value dip below for other cornerbacks in the league. However, there's a chance that Gilmore could receive a decent contract from a team this offseason, including a rumor floating that the 49ers will sign him. Gilmore is a wear and tear cornerback after entering at 33 and has 12 years under his belt in the league. Few cornerbacks in the league have a stellar resume like he has, including 5 Pro Bowl appearances and a Super Bowl ring. Gilmore subsequently had shoulder surgery, but he should be ready for his 2024 season campaign wherever he signs. Despite that, he's proven that he could be a shutdown corner, and it shows filling in the shoes of injured Trevon Diggs. It allowed Darren Bland to have an out-of-nowhere type of season with the Cowboys. However, Dallas doesn't have plans to bring Gilmore back, but he wants to come back. During that 1 year, he only allowed a passer rating of 82.7 when balls were thrown his way, the highest of his career. So he's still a dependable corner that could still go if healthy. The Cowboys only allowed an 84.3 passer rating, 9th best in the NFL, while Gilmore was there. NFC rival Philadelphia Eagles may sign $11 million free agent Stephon Gilmore. He could stick it to his former team. According to a report, it's a benefit for the Eagles to sign Gilmore to show what the Cowboys could miss. This should reignite their hated rivalry further after the Commanders are already grabbing most of the former Dallas key players. Since Dan Quinn left, he has been snatching players from the Cowboys like Dante Fowler Jr., Durance Armstrong and Tyler Biadasz. The Eagles have the chance to do the same with Gilmore. The cornerback position was a weak spot for Philadelphia last year after Darius Slay battled injuries and James Bradberry showed signs of regression. Adding Gilmore would help the position to mentor the athletes and relieve the workload. It wouldn't make the group any younger, it allows them to have one more option at the position. If both continue to struggle, Gilmore could step in as a potential starter. However, he should at a point in his career to be ring-chasing despite already being a Super Bowl champion with the Patriots. Gilmore should be an excellent addition for either the Eagles or 49ers this season if the interest is there. There are other possible landing spots, including the AFC, that need a cornerback. Other possible landing spots for Gilmore. The Kansas City Chiefs should be one destination that Gilmore could be interested in. The release of Sneed shows that they need to fill the cornerback position and Gilmore could. However, the Ravens could continue to stack on their complete defense by bringing the veteran to team up with Marlon Humphrey. The Panthers are another destination if Gilmore wants to reignite their reunion after leaving the team in 2021. The list goes on with the New Orleans Saints. Adding him with Tyrann Mathieu would bolster the secondary. The Marcus May injury last season should show they may need some veteran insurance.